Hey guys, how's it going? We're going to be working on the engine some more again. Today we're going to be taking off the cylinder head and revealing the piston, all that sort of bit over there. Like I said before, mine was sitting open. You may not need to do this, but if you do, there's actually quite a number of screws and nuts and bolts you've got to go and loosen up. I've already started with mine because I knew that I had some nuts and bolts that really were stuck into the motorcycle's engine. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the ones that I've taken off. So let's start down the top of the engine over here where I started. Your engine's going to have a cover on it over here. What you do is you just go ahead and loosen those nuts and bolts right over there. They come straight off just as normal. That's pretty easy to do. There's going to be two more, they're like screw bolts. I used a shifting spanner to, just so you guys know, I don't know, you guys call it a monkey wrench, I think, is one of these, a shifting spanner. So I don't know where this little swastika comes from. Sorry about that, guys, that's not mine. But yeah, okay, so I released that over there, and I've taken these screws out over here. And then what I noticed was I wasn't able to remove the head. And there's a couple of other videos that I saw online. They really show you very quickly. Everyone just sort of says, oh, I took this off, blah, 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 blah. And then you never really see what's happened. So I'm going to show you exactly step by step what to do. So number one, release these bolts on the top over here. Number two, release these big lug nuts. They look like this. Let me get them for you over here. There they are over there. Release those lug nuts. I think it's a size 17 millimeter. They come right off the top as well. And then what I'm doing is you'll see I'm marking the tools and parts as they come off, so I don't lose or put the wrong screws in the wrong place. There's the screw bolts that I was telling you about. So it's like a Phillips head screwdriver, but I always like to use the bolts, and I'll show you why in just a second. I ran into a massive problem, but thank goodness I fixed it. So go ahead and release those. You've also got to get in here. This is a size 9. You've got to release this bolt, but don't take it off, okay? And you do that over there as well as in the bottom of the engine over here. So go ahead and release those. This is now going to open it up. Also, my engine, of course, came without the carburetor on. It's where the carburetor input would come on, so you'd have to bolt that intake off. So make sure that you've done that before you start. And then this is where I ran into a problem, guys. These two little screws over here, you've got to go ahead and take all of this out, because this bolt right over here that goes right through the engine is for your cam. And if you don't remove this, you're not able to remove the head, the cylinder head, from the piston at all. And that was the problem that I was running into. I was thinking just the casing is going to be sealed up with a couple of nuts and bolts, but it's not. This bolt also goes all the way through. And my screws were horribly stripped. Let me show you them. You can actually see how this one broke my tool inside of it, my socket wrench. So I'm down a screwdriver head now. Look at this. Actually just ate the screwdriver up. So I had to go down to the car shop, and I bought something called an impact driver set, which looks like this. It's a great tool. What happens is you just stick it in there and you actually hammer it, and as you hammer it, it'll turn bit by bit by bit. It didn't take the screw completely out for me, it just loosened it, and then I was able to finish it off with my ratchet set. So make sure that you get these off over here. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and loosen all these little bits up that I need to loosen up inside over here. We'll be back in just a second. Okay, so I've loosened everything up now again, and this very useful tool, it's called the impact driver set. It cost me 13 bucks. I needed it again on 1, 2, 3, 4 more of those screws. So I really recommend that you get one of these, guys. It's really saved me a lot of hassle, and yeah, I'll show you how to use it in another video. So here we go. Let's go ahead and take this apart now. Alright, so now it's time to take apart the CDI. It's like a ignition, bit of a weird device. As I told you in the beginning of these videos, I myself have not yet worked on any engines before, so this is sort of guesswork by me. It looks like you got to take this part off in order to get this this bit off over here. Excuse me for not knowing the names, guys, but as you can see, the whole idea of this video is to show you guys that you can work on an engine with very little money, no mechanical knowledge, and yeah, there we go. Just basically get it done for yourselves, guys. So excuse not knowing the names. Possibly later on I'll be able to add those on for you. I know that this comes off, having seen some other videos, so let's see if I can get that out. Looks like I've got to remove the top and the bottom to get this bit out, so let's go ahead and do that. I like to do things piece by piece so that I can keep the parts where they're supposed to be all together. Oh, there goes a washer. Alright, so that now comes out. Again, like I said, the reason why we're removing this is so that we can get the cam bolt out. It goes right through the entire engine. So we have to remove each and every single little bit of this. I'll be getting this off next over here right after this bolt, I believe. Okay. So let's go ahead and just set these all together over here. I'll label them in a minute. Alright, let's see what's next. Alright, so I reckon this is going to be the bit that comes off next. You can see I've already pre-loosened all of these for you guys. So you can, you just got to make sure that you do yours before you get to this point. There we go. All comes off in one shot. And now somewhere in here, there it is. I don't know if you can see it. It's just in the bottom over here is mine. There's a little pin. We're going to have to pull that pin out. Alright. All the CDI parts together. I had to go and get a needle nose pliers for this. Normal pliers just wouldn't work. So let's see if we can just get that out. There we go. Just a little pin like that. Pulls out pretty easily. Of course, it's quite an important part, so don't be losing this stuff, guys. And remember to put it back in. One of the reasons I'm making all of these videos is, number one, to show you guys how to do it, and number two, for me, if I get back to the end of the bike and I don't know how to put it back together, I can always just watch this this video, do everything that I did in reverse. Alright, there we go. Oh, looks like I haven't done this one yet. Alright, so now you get a chance to see the impact hammer at work. So you'll see I'm really going to struggle. My screwdriver is just turning inside of this over here. So that's what this is for. You go ahead, you shove that in there. It's got a setting for left and right. Shove that in there. You get a hammer and bludgeon it. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and try and get my foot in behind the engine so I can apply some pressure. Now that should have, there we go, loosened it enough. I can now go back in with this screwdriver head that couldn't grab it before. Very frustratingly, would have been stripping that screw, and there we go, we were able to take it out. Now this part should come off. Some guys have told me here that they struggle to get this part off. It's because there's a gasket in between, so that's going to come out in just a second. I'm going to try and see if I can put a screw back into one of these and yank the cover out, almost the same as, alright, let's have a look. I'll loosen that up and I'll be right back. Alright, so your natural reaction is going to want to be to take a screwdriver and drive it in between here. The reason why you don't want to do that, mine's already completely broken by the looks of it. This is the gasket. Yeah, we're going to have to get new gaskets. You can see that, that's just how old the bike is. Later on, now that I have got the engine apart, I am going to end up getting a gasket set so I can reseal this bad boy, provided of course I can see that I can work on the engine. This is why you don't want to drive a screwdriver in between. You go ahead, you break that, and this part won't seal properly anymore. All the engine oil will leak out of here, and you'll be basically out of luck and you have to go and get a new one. There we go. It's a 10 socket there. Comes off pretty easy. I'm a firm believer, as I always have been, that the right tool for the job is just going to make your life so much easier. So that's why I've posted all the links, guys, so you can also get your little bits there. Okay. And okay. This should now allow us to remove this bolt, I believe. We'll find out in just a second. I think it comes towards us, so we'll see that. I'll go ahead and put this back in. Through. Goes all the way through. Alright, so we'll see how that goes and we'll be back again. Alright, so we're getting to an important part, guys. I went ahead and I just grabbed this with the pliers just on the end and pulled it out. Mine was just sealed in there. The little screw over here, the little cog over here that we see, and this belt over here, that is going to be our timing belt, and that we actually do not want to fall through the motor. It can get stuck. If that breaks, we're going to be in all sorts of problems. So we're going to want to keep that exactly where it is. So when you pull this out, some guys are putting their finger in there and taking the rest of the head apart. Some guys are putting a screwdriver in. I'm going to go ahead and put in a screwdriver, see if I can get the head out that way. Let's go. So that's your cam over there, guys. See, that's what lifts and opens your valves and closes them again. I know that at least. So we're going to go ahead and just hold this over here. Ooh, see what I mean? Look at how it can just slide away from you. This is good though. This is very good news, because I'm feeling here there's still oil on mine. So that is very, very good news. It's looking like an engine inside. So let's go with a finger route. This head should just separate from the gasket now. Again, guys, you don't want to be doing this because you're going to be breaking gaskets and things. But of course, I'm going to go ahead and get a new gasket set. So I'm going to go ahead and put a screwdriver in between there. You just want to hold on to this cog. Make sure you don't let it slip out, so you can remove this head over here. I can now feel it on the other side. I have it there. Oh my, and we have success. Let this hang down. Just stay there. Alright, let's get something to keep it in place. There we go, just stay there. And we are now removing the head. For the first time I can see inside the engine. Struggling a little bit here on the last, but I think it might just be dirt. Yep, just look at all that dirt that's still stuck inside of the engine. So yeah, there we go. Alright, so for the first time we got the head off. That's great. Now the head's actually got two parts. It's the top end head, which is this over here, which comprises of your rocker arms. You can see over there, that's what opens and closes your valves. These are your valves, so the engine can breathe, get intake and out, and exhaust essentially. And then you've got your cam over here, which is a little bolt that as it turns, it lifts and closes, opens and closes each one of those. Your timing bolt, which then goes into your gearbox, is driven by a cog over here, a rubber wheel, which essentially does all of that. That's the timing that they're referring to. And then your piston is going to be sitting all the way inside over there. And next, what I'm going to want to do is I'm going to want to remove what's called the bottom of the top end. I know it sounds strange, the bottom of the top end, but that's what we've got to do over there. Again, make sure you're keeping your finger holding this bad boy over here. Looks like I've still got two screws in over here to come and take out, so let's go ahead and get those. See, now this is exactly what I was saying earlier, guys, the shifting spanner that I was talking about. This really helps. Your ratchet can't get in on this angle, neither can your screwdriver, but this bad boy sure can. Look at that. Just goes to show just getting a couple of the right tools is really all that you need to do. Alright, I know I've removed this little bolt before when I cleaned her, so I'm going to go ahead and try and open this up. See, here we go. Every time you'd be struggling so badly with one of these parts and not being able to get it out, just a little set that you've bought, it's really going to save you a lot of hassle. Otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get to that particular bolt over here and get this one loose. Then we're on our way. Yeah, that's it. Just get you guys out of the way for a second. Come on. Come on, buddy. There we go. It's a great tool to have. A wrench that fits any size nut. I don't know what you guys call it wherever you are in the world, but we call it where I'm from a shifting spanner. So, pretty useful. As you can tell, this bolt seems to be really stuck in here. So let me get to that, get back to you guys in just a second after I take that one out.